Nestled amidst the breathtaking beauty of British Columbia, Chilliwack was a town that seemed to exist in a perpetual postcard. Towering mountains pierced the sky, their snow-capped peaks reflected in the pristine waters of Chilliwack Lake. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine and the promise of tranquility. But beneath this idyllic facade, a darkness festered. A darkness that whispered of secrets and lies, of violence hidden in the shadows of the valley. The tranquility of Chilliwack was deceptive. Beneath the surface of this picturesque town lurked an undercurrent of fear. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the biker gangs and organized crime that held sway. The police seemed powerless to stop them, their investigations often leading to dead ends. Chilliwack was a town caught in a web of its own making, where the line between good and evil blurred with every passing day. The darkness had always been there, hidden beneath the surface, like a serpent coiled in the grass, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. And on a cold December morning, it did. The first light of dawn cast a pale glow over Chilliwack Lake Road. A lone jogger, his breath misting in the cold air, rounded a bend and stumbled upon a sight that stopped him dead in his tracks. Two figures lay sprawled on the asphalt, their limbs twisted at unnatural angles. Blood stained the pavement, a gruesome testament to the violence that had unfolded. The jogger fumbled for his phone, his hand shaking as he dialed 911. Within minutes, the serenity of the morning was shattered by the screech of sirens. Police cars descended upon the scene, their flashing lights painting the asphalt in stark red and blue. Yellow tape cordoned off the area, holding back the growing crowd of onlookers. The victims were quickly identified as Johnny Moretti and Rick Vance. Both men bore the telltale tattoos of the UN Gang, a vicious criminal organization with tentacles that stretched across the province. Moretti, a mountain of a man with a shaved head and a permanent scowl, was a known enforcer for the gang. Vance, younger and slighter in build, was rumored to be an up-and-coming player in their drug trafficking operation. The murder sent shockwaves through the Chilliwack Police Department. This wasn't just another gangland killing. It was a brazen act of violence that threatened to unravel the fragile peace that held the town together. As detectives swarmed the scene, searching for clues, one question echoed in their minds. Who had the audacity to execute two high-ranking members of the UN Gang? Johnny Moretti was a man who cast a long shadow. His reputation preceded him, a fearsome aura that clung to him like a shroud. He was a man of few words, but his fists spoke volumes. As an enforcer for the UN Gang, he was responsible for collecting debts, silencing informants, and eliminating the competition. Rick Vance was a different breed. Younger and more ambitious, he possessed a cunning mind that belied his boyish good looks. He had risen quickly through the ranks of the UN, his intelligence and ruthlessness earning him the respect of his superiors. He was being groomed for bigger things, a future where he would control a vast network of drugs and money. Their paths had converged in the murky world of organized crime. Moretti, the seasoned veteran, and Vance, the ambitious newcomer, had formed an unlikely bond. They were two sides of the same coin, each essential to the UN's operations in Chilliwack. Moretti provided the muscle, while Vance supplied the brains. Their deaths sent ripples of unease through the criminal underworld. The UN Gang was not known for its forgiveness. Whoever was responsible for the killings had just signed their own death warrant. The question was not if, but when the hammer would fall. The investigation into the murders of Moretti and Vance was like navigating a minefield. Theories abounded, each more treacherous than the last. Detective Sam Porter, a seasoned investigator with a world weariness that belied his years, found himself sifting through a mire of possibilities. The first suspect was the most obvious, a rival gang vying for control of Chilliwack's lucrative drug trade. The Red Scorpions, known for their brutality and complete disregard for human life, had been locked in a bloody turf war with the UN for years. Could this be their handiwork? A bold move to cripple their enemies? Another possibility was internal strife within the UN itself. Whispers of a power struggle had been circulating for months. Had Moretti and Vance become pawns in a deadly game of chess, their loyalty deemed expendable by a ruthless new leader? But there was a third, even more unsettling possibility: police corruption. Rumors had long persisted of a dirty cop on the UN's payroll, a mole feeding them information and shielding them from the law. Could this mole have turned on their handlers, orchestrating the murders to eliminate loose ends? The possibilities swirled in Detective Porter's mind like a whirlwind. Each suspect presented a tangled web of motives and alibis, making it impossible to discern truth from fabrication. The key to solving the murders lay somewhere in the labyrinthine world of Chilliwack's criminal underworld, a world where loyalty was a fickle mistress and betrayal was a constant threat.